This is the Big MJ Debate. I'm Pez Jax,
And I'm Sarah McLachlan.
and today's special episode is called Hot Seat on Hot Street. Now, you may be wondering why we've chosen to call it Hot Seat on Hot Street and what the hot seat is doing on Hot Street, but there isn't actually a reason. It just sounded good, so we're going with that. Nobody needed logic here. So, what is Hot Seat on Hot Street? In this episode, Shah and I will put 10 difficult questions to each other and gauge each other's reaction on the responses. Neither of us have seen the questions posed to the other, so this should be interesting.
I'm going right for the jugular.
Oh, I'm trying to be a bit nice.
Oh, well, I feel some of mine are fair, but there's one that I know is going to get you.
I think I'm going to go first because it's you look like you're in a lovely log cabin somewhere and I'm here to ruin it.
I am. It's nicer than my usual backdrop.
Where are you?
I'm up in the north of Scotland, somewhere called Blair Gowrie. No one knows. No one will know where that is.
I don't know, Joseph might.
Oh, yeah, he will.
Okay, so question one. I feel like we need some music or something like. Shah.
Like fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Except the only outcome is misery. Shah, question one. You can only choose one. Dangerous or You Rock My World?
Fuck, right. I feel like Dangerous is what I put on when I want to get hyped up. Like, Dangerous is a dancey, kicking beat song, whereas You Rock My World I love, but it's more chill. This is like
chill. I would never call You Rock My World chill.
Are you kidding? That's like a chill R&B beat.
Yeah, but when I hear You Rock My World, I'm ready to go. I'm like getting ready.
It's not on the same par as Dangerous though.
Well, if you cut the intro off, which lasts for like a minute and a half of industrial.
This is so difficult. Maybe I'll just. Can I choose for right now? My mood right now.
No, you got to choose for all time.
I'm going to choose Dangerous. I'm so sorry. You Rock My World. I'm sorry, but I feel I can get my R&B Michael in Break of Dawn, Heaven Can Wait, Butterflies, and I can't get the same Dangerous Michael on another track, I feel.
I think that's fair. I do think that's fair. I mean, I love both, but Dangerous just has that edge. And I feel like he loved it more because that's why he kept dragging it out for like 10 years after release.
It's also my favourite to be performed live. I think the choreography for that is perfect.
Thanks, Lavelle.
Thanks, Lavelle. Okay, well, this is quite funny. Because my first question for you is, remember the time or Blood on the Dance Floor?
I knew, like, when you said remember the time, I knew Blood on the Dance Floor was going to be the competitor, and I don't think that's fair, and I think you're an awful person for this. But
I love how we both picked each other's two tops and then was like, okay.
Now pick. It's not fair because Remember the Time for me has the whole package. Like, I love the single cover. I love the video. It's my favorite short film. I love the song. I even like a lot of the remixes. So it has the whole package. Whereas Blood on the Dance Floor, I'm not a huge fan of the video. I like it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. The single cover doesn't fit. It's rubbish. Like him as a gangster on the day.
Rubbish.
It is for what it is. Should that have been the single cover for Blood on the Dance Floor, a gangster silhouette?
No, I do agree with that, but I mean,
You know,
when it comes to Blood on the Dance Floor, you can't be trusted anyway because you don't even like the hair.
No, rightly so. But you know, like in that bit of the video where he's like clutching, he's laying on the floor and he's like clutching his chest. That would have been a hot single cover So, all of that said, I am going to pick blood. I'm actually going to pick blood. And the only. Am I going to pick blood? No, I am. I am. The only reason I'm going to pick blood is because, like, from start to end, it's just in. I remember somebody said that to me at press conference. Like the minute it kicks off, you're all like,
Yeah.
da, and right to the end with the fade out. Whereas, remember the time. The only thing I will say is, I wish this is really petty and critical. I wish that kind of smack sound was a little bit softer because sometimes if I have it loud, it's like it's really sharp. That's the only criticism I can think of. So, with that said, I will go blood on the dance floor and I'll live with my choice.
God, that was really hard for a first question.
I mean, start with me to go on. So, my second question for you: name something MJ that you love that you think nobody else does.
The hair and blood in the dance floor. I love the.
Yeah, but I know other people that love that. So, other
Okay,
people love
okay,
this.
okay.
Has got to be something that you think nobody else loves.
God, this is really difficult. Um,
I'm gonna
but
put that. I'm gonna put that 10 minutes later.
I know. God, something I love that no one else loves. I can't even think of something I love that you don't right now.
See, if I was doing this question, I would say for me, you know, when it's living with, and Michael goes, "Did Prince get poked in the eye?" No.
Oh, okay. That.
I dine out on that in my head all
Oh,
the time.
I know. I know.
Go on.
The moment we talk about this quite a lot, but the moment in the interview with Barbara Walters where Michael is talking about
I already know what this is.
the death of Princess Diana, and he's talking about how there's another one. I can feel it coming, and then Mother Teresa. And we just quote that all the time. I don't know why. It's the way he just says, and then Mother Teresa.
It's the hand gesture as well. I think he goes like,
As
as
if
if like
she's going
she's.
to hell.
Okay, that's a good one because I
Okay.
don't know anybody that loves that like you.
Oh, I love that moment. Okay. This isn't as difficult for you, I wouldn't say. What song on Thriller deserved a video but didn't get one?
What song on Thriller deserved a video but didn't get one? Ooh. See, I'm torn between PYT and Wannabe. Uh,
Wannabe!
yeah. Why are you shocked?
Because you're always championing that you're tired of Wannabe.
I am tired of Wannabe. The reason I say Wannabe is because it's like maybe if it had a short film, I would get the hype. So maybe it would give it some more hype. But it's like, don't pretend we're sitting here for 5 minutes of this song, like really overdoing it. I remember talking
I
to some.
feel like
I
you're
know I'm
gonna
gonna.
get hit.
Oh, I don't care at this stage. I remember talking to some impersonators about it, and I was like, he should have retired it after Bad. Like, we get it. Want to be starting something? Want to be starting the tour? We get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The show, even. But like, just no. And it's the Mama Say bit is what everyone's waiting for. The clap, the breakdown. So yeah, I'm gonna say PYT would have been cute, like him and some pretty young things, and that would have played that whole like very young thriller vibe and be a great juxtaposition to beat it. But I'm gonna go want to be starting something because I feel like let part of it live up to the hype.
I am shocked. Shocked.
Good. We aim to shot. Okay. Question 3 for you. Name one short film look that Michael got so right and one that he got so wrong.
Oh, okay. My so right is bad. 100% bad.
What, you think he got the look right?
You think you got it wrong?
What, you mean the village people? You
No, no, no. Are you kidding?
I'm laughing because I've never heard anyone say that that was the right look.
I've heard anyone say it's wrong. Look, I'm sorry. We are moving in different circles, and it's time to keep it that way. If you feel that.
Well, think about it, right? I'm sorry. He's got the hood up. He's got the big coat on. He looks like he's from the street. And
No,
then he jumps
no.
from the ceiling, and suddenly he's bells, buckles, and whistles. And he's like, I mean, it starts to veer sideways when he says to that guy, "Give me a quarter." I'm like, Michael, if you're going to mug
No
someone, take
time
the
for
wallet.
chow.
Let me be clear. I love the bad outfit. I love it. But does it really say I'm bad, or does it come across a little bit cartoony?
Oh, it doesn't come across cartoony. You just need
It
to.
it does. It does. It's just
No,
like
the
it's like
black with the.
it's like someone went, "What's the definition of bad?" And Michael's gone, "Buckles and zips."
Oh my god, no, that was a cultural reset. This was a cultural reset. The one red stripe, the buckles, the zips, the all black, the hair goes perfectly, the eyeliner. You, sir, are wrong today.
I listen. I love that look for a tour. Bring it to the house. But for the video, I love it in the video. But it is,
No, you
I
don't get to
think.
love it. You don't get to love it. Some some people get it and some people don't, and clearly.
Okay, so that's your one that he got right. What's one that he got so wrong?
One that you got wrong. Right, I might get hate for this. Right, so we've had arguments before about the colour of the beat it jacket.
Yes.
You've maintained it's red, right?
Well, it's not orange if you're going to say orange.
It's fucking orange. Anyway, anyway,
Right.
the orange with the blue shirt underneath got to go. It's giving iron brew. I, I, no, no, no.
Right. Right.
I,
Hold up. Hold up. First and foremost, it is red. It's like
this is Mandela effect. That jacket is orange.
jam is orange.
Jam is orange, yes, but Beat It is also orange with a blue top underneath, giving iron brew can. Therefore, that's the one I got wrong.
Look, I a lover of the Amore t-shirt? Mm, I'm not fussed either way. But with the jacket, you talk about like a cultural reset with bad. That jacket is cultural reset.
It is, and I totally agree with it. It's not that I dislike the jacket. It's not that I dislike the t-shirt. Do I think they go well together? No, I think it's hideous. Blue and orange,
Hideous is a bit far. Bit
right?
far.
Hideous is a bit far, but say for example, we're going somewhere and you come out in an orange jacket with a blue t-shirt underneath. I'm going to say Pez. Are we thinking about changing?
Well, I might try it with a red jacket and a blue t-shirt after the beat jacket's red,
Red,
but
red and blue are fine, but in my head, orange and blue don't go together.
okay, well we'll leave that up to the comments.
We will, but oh god, here we go. It's going to be actual kill
I know,
Charlotte.
I feel like I've redeemed myself. I want to be starting something now without having to do anything.
Oh no. Well, we've still got a lot more questions.
We do. So what's your question?
This is kind of on the same vein. If you could steal any item of Michael's clothing from his wardrobe, what are you taking?
Oh, that is like, because I already know I would say exactly what I would take, but now I'm starting to feel like, am I being reductive? Like, should I pick something a bit more
I should
like
say John drank his wardrobe now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah, go to the archive. Oh, it's not there. I wonder where it could be. Uh, we laugh, but what would I take? Like, I feel like like I said, I know what I want to say, but I feel like I should be saying something more extravagant. Like, I feel like I would be drawn to something like "Remember the Time" outfit. Did
Okay.
they
Oh
sell
wow.
that? Did they sell that? No. But that's what I'm saying. That's me kind of saying, "Oh, I need to think of something extravagant," because my if I was gonna choose, like if I was, my instant reaction would be, I'm just trying to see if I've got it around. Do I have a picture? I don't think you can see it. That jacket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love that.
The jacket from the Dangerous Tour program, the Who Is It US single cover. It was the press shot for Dangerous Era. And Michael apparently called it Gutter Bucket because it didn't have a zip, so he didn't like it.
Gutter bucket.
Uh, and it's got the car badges on. That is
Yeah.
my jacket. And fun fact, I've actually worn it. So
There we go then.
I know I've actually worn Michael's version, which was a life moment.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure I've seen a picture of that.
yeah, I have a picture in it. And it fits like a glove. And if it did want to come home, but you see what I mean, though? I feel like I should have said like the Grammys jacket or like
I
the teaser outfit or something like that. But nope, it's that one.
Okay. Okay, fair.
Okay, my next question for you. Complete the sentence. Michael Jackson should have.
Oh. Oh God. Right, okay. So two things came to my mind. I think it's because we were talking about clothes there, right? And yes, we could argue that merchandise is a clothing line, but I would have loved to have seen Michael with a clothing line, bringing out pieces that were inspired by what he would wear.
With some guidance, I hope.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Because what Michael would wear.
Yeah, no, but I feel like with fans, that would have done really well.
Yeah,
The other thing that came to my mind was I just want to see more albums. I just
you would not be wrong.
I just want him to have more albums. I think there's a lot that I would have liked to have Michael explore in terms of music, like the sound of Give In to Me, the sound of You Rock My World. I would have loved whole albums like that of just him getting into different styles and stuff. I totally appreciate what we've got, but I just would have loved to hear more of those sorts of things.
It's interesting because I feel like he always mixed genres. Like, so if
Yeah.
you take Dangerous, I always say about Dangerous, you never know where to place your emotion. If you're hearing it for the
Mhm.
first time, you've got a mix of R&B, of soul, of rock, of pop. And if you've never heard it before and you think, oh, we're into this, and then the next song comes in, you're like, okay, well, that's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, yeah,
But I agree with you. I'd have loved to have seen him done like a genre specific album. So like I'm gonna do a rock album.
yeah,
And hear his vocal on a rock album would have been hot. It's like,
yeah.
don't worry about Halloween. We've done that. We don't need
No, I
another
know.
Halloween or a thriller themed song. Go for a genre. Go for a rock genre. Um, or something like that. But yeah, I agree with you on that.
Okay, here's my question to you. What is one song that you would have loved to hear Michael cover?
Cover. Does it have to be one that came out in his lifetime, or are we
No,
talking like
no,
up to
no.
today? Oh wow. Um, so if you was asking Seb would say "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman because he thinks that that song was written for Michael.
I love everything to do with Greatest Showman, and I think Michael would have loved The Greatest Showman. But
I agree.
have you seen that a lot? They started writing The Greatest Showman, like in Michael's lifetime.
I didn't know that.
and a lot of it was based on his music.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fun fact for today.
There's a fun fact, but even when the opening scene of The Greatest Showman, where it's like,
Yeah,
and I thought he would love this. He would love this.
yeah, he'd eat it up and then want to be in the
Yeah.
Broadway version.
Yeah.
Um, one song of that Michael would cover. That's really hard
I know.
because I'm
Hard to
trying to think of songs I love, and then would they suit his vocal
say.
or his
Yeah.
tone? Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
Perhaps one of my favorite songs ever, and I think is stunning, is Songbird by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how it would sound in his vocal, but I'm thinking almost like Be Not Always and that. And I think I would love to hear something that gentle from him, that soulful. Um, so I'm gonna go Songbird by Fleetwood Mac.
These were really hard. See, when I was coming up with these, I was thinking, God, what would I choose?
I know that's the thing. Like sometimes when I was writing my questions as well, I was like, how would I answer this before I think of
Yeah.
how you would answer? Right. My next question for you. Okay. You have the opportunity to ask Michael one question. What do you
God.
ask?
This is probably going to be a cringe answer,
Go on.
but I honestly think I would ask him something really simple. Just like, how was your day, or how are you doing? Because I honestly don't feel like anyone ever asked him that. Like, I say that, I know that you're pretty laughing at that, but
No, I
honestly,
have. I have a. I'm not mocking laughing. I'm laughing because I'm just thinking, knowing Michael as we do, he'd probably go,
no, I
fine,
know.
fine. Like that's it.
I'm imagining him like really wanting to open up to me and like but I honestly don't feel like anyone ever asked him truly how he was or what he was really interested. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody treated him like a person. And I know that in interviews it's difficult because if your job as a journalist and you've got 60 minutes with the biggest artist in the world, then of course you're going to go into all the how do you write music? How do you do this? And I would want to know him personally.
See, I wish more people had pushed him on the creative points because I know that Michael used to say a lot, like, when he said about Michelangelo, and he was like, I don't care who dated who and all that. I'm a fan of art and I want to know about Michelangelo. And then it's like, but then when he was asked questions about music, he'd just go, from above. And I'm like,
Well, yeah, this is why I'm not asking him
yeah.
anything to do with
I
that.
just I just wish journalists had pushed him and be like, no, but like, okay, you feel inspired by a sort of divine power. Talk to us through how you craft a song, how you come up with the
Yeah.
beat, which we know he can talk about it because we've heard court depositions where he's done like beatboxing and stuff, and he explains that he'll record it in for tape. But just for more, to go on record with it, I would have loved him
Yeah.
to explain that more.
I think like that is something that I feel as if it's covered in so many interviews and I've never satisfied with the answer. So I would probably go I'm not gonna be like, oh, so who were you out with last night? But I just want to know him personally. Like what are you interested in? What do you think about when you're alone?
Yeah.
Things like that I would want to know. Your question is we've kind of spoken about this before, but I'm interested. If Michael was here today, what artists do you think he would like?
Artist I think he would like. I think he would. God, I never thought I'd say this. I think he would actually be quite enamored by Harry Styles
Wow.
because maybe that's not his bag, but the whole like boy band to soloist, successful soloist, the way he's kind of switched up his sound from how it was, the way he's switched up his image. I think that whole process of doing that, maybe not the outcome, but the process of doing that, I think he would be quite I think it would be one that he would be interested in watching play out.
probably say there's elements of artists that he would be interested in as opposed to liking the actual artist. Like, I think he would like Bruno Mars's throwback vibe. I actually think he would like that. I think something like the Eras tour, I think he'd be all over the idea of that.
I think
I
you're
think
probably right about the whole eras thing, like the idea of bringing together this big show and this big spectacle. I think he would love that.
I think he'd love The Weeknd's voice. I think he'd hate how explicit The Weeknd's music is. So I don't know, it's hard. Beyonce, I think he would love from I don't know because Beyonce in recent years has really changed again. Beyonce's got very explicit. She never used to be that way. I think he would love Beyonce's craftsmanship and the way that the music sounds. A lot of it has a kick and bass. We know Michael likes a kick and bass. Do I think he'd be crazy on the lyrics and all that? I don't think so. I just it's too difficult to place, I think.
It's also like when you think of Michael, it's what era you think of him in as well. And I've often said this because the attitudes of like later era Michael were very different to the attitudes of Dangerous and Bad and Thriller
Yeah,
era Michael. And I know that sometimes we as fans have a real bad habit of kind of pinning him to a particular time period and saying this was his
yeah.
opinion on this. You know, if you look at Bad, Michael said in the Bad era, I will never include a rap on a song, and him and Quincy had a big debate about it. Then you come to Dangerous, literally the next album, and he's got raps on several songs.
I
And
know.
and obviously at the end, like he'd done some stuff with Run DMC and all the rest of it. So we as fans are very good at kind of pinning him to a viewpoint from one particular time period. This is the thing, it's like, and with that, it's hard to place his musical tastes
Yeah.
based on the Michael I'm thinking of at the time. Okay, so you have to listen to this song every single day for the rest of your life. Do you choose Little Susie or The Lost Children?
For fuck's sake. I'm gonna choose the Lost Children because I'm telling you right now, I could be having the best day of my life, and I get la 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 la, and my day's ruined. Fucking imagine that getting ready. Like I need to think about my whole life here every single day, getting ready for funerals. Sit here and la 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 la, getting ready for I don't know
A
my
night
wedding,
out.
and I'm getting hurt. No, I'm sorry. The Lost Children, I could put on in the background. It's mellow. I don't have to sing along. There's no, and also I need to think about who I'm surrounded by. There's certain situations where, what if I'm on a work trip and I'm like, sorry, I've just got to listen to my daily Little Susie. Nah,
God, this really just came out of you.
I just the thought of having to put on a literal horror track every day for the rest of my life. I'll take the Lost Children. I'm taking the hit. Um,
Okay, good answer.
okay.
Yeah, the birth of your first child.
La 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 la
And then
la.
the line every
And they'll be crying. Right. For you, you can only pick two songs from the Bad album to listen to for the rest of your life. What are
Two
they?
songs for the Bad album to listen to for the rest of my life.
All the best are erased from existence.
Oh, really? Okay, fine. We're going like that. I'm gonna say Liberian Girl for sure.
Yep.
Um, and it's a toss-up between Smooth Criminal and Dirty Diana.
Okay.
It's hard because like Smooth Criminal is iconic. And both
Mhm.
songs, like when I was at uni, I did a study on Dirty Diana. We had to pick a song and we had to do a full term studying this song, breaking it down, and then building it back up again, like looking at each instrument and how it fits into the song and each lyric and everything behind it. So I did a whole term on Dirty Diana. I must have listened to that song 1,000 times, and at the time it drove me insane. Then when I did my documentary last year, I listened to Smooth Criminal maybe 1,000 times, and I was starting to get a bit tired of it. Um, okay, I'm going to say Smooth Criminal. I know that's kind of a classic cop out, but the reason with Dirty Diana is because when I have Dirty Diana moments, like I'm in at the moment, I love Dirty Diana. But I can
Yeah.
quite happily put it on the shelf again for another year and then come back to it. Smooth Criminal, I can be listening to a playlist of songs that have just come out, and Smooth Criminal can come on straight after, and I'm like, yes, I'm here, let's go. So I'm going to
Okay.
say Liberian Girl and Smooth Criminal. And I know some people will be like, what about Man in the Mirror? Yeah, what about Man in the Mirror? Sorry, Man in the
Okay.
Mirror, it's not you.
They're fair. Both of them are fair.
I'll take it. Okay, my question for you. Which one song that wasn't a single should have been a single?
The best song on Thriller that wasn't a single, Baby Be Mine. The best song on Thriller. That deserved it more than Wannabe. That deserved it more than. I'm not going to come for the holy trinity of Beat It, Bad, Thriller, but I think
Girl
Baby
is
Be Mine.
mine.
Oh, I know, just yawn, 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 all the rest of it. But Baby Be Mine deserved. And it
I,
still is an underrated Michael song.
I agree. Baby Be Mine. Baby Be Mine is one of my favorites. And I think it was only when I met you that I was like, okay, someone else who loves this
Yeah.
song. Um, it's one of my favorites. So I agree with you on that. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to go with like Whatever Happens or something.
No, I'm not. Whatever happens to me is I love whatever happens, but on Invincible, it's not even at my top five, so I feel like that's not fair. Baby Be Mine is in like my top five Michael songs ever, I think. So I'm gonna go with Baby Be Mine.
Good shout.
Okay. So what is one thing that you wish the general public understood about Michael?
This is really tough because there's so many things that I really want them to understand.
Yeah.
And there is one major thing that we discussed in Glasgow, but I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Um,
This was inspired by our um conversations that we've had about the musical and why are we always having to compromise Michael to appease the general public. So I thought, okay, if you could take it into your own hands and there's one thing you wish people understood, what is it?
I think this is difficult because I feel like the logical answer, and the one I'm sure we can all agree on, is I wish the public understood the depth of his innocence.
Yeah.
And that would mean them understanding the case and understanding all the claims and how they're all rubbish and really understanding the depth of his innocence.
Yeah.
Um, and how so much of that has just been blown out of proportion and there's been so many agendas and blah blah blah. That for me would be the kind of, I would say that, but I'm more inclined to say I wish the public understood how in touch with life and reality Michael was. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think it's sometimes people write Michael off as just being this person that had lost touch with reality and didn't know where he was or
Yeah.
what was going on. But he was so attuned to religion and politics and the planet and life and music. He may not have shared that. And I think sometimes he didn't do enough to really convey that. Like
Yeah.
everybody that knew him and worked with him would talk about how many books he read and that library he had of over 10,000 books and how he would study and he would hear about an artist or a creator and he'd want to go and research it.
Yeah.
He would look at history and he'd look at everything bad and everything good and understand and make better formed decisions about either his life or his work or just everything around him. And he was fucking clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
To put it simply, he was fucking clever. And I think so much of that intellect has been lost. And I think within that, so much more would make sense to the public about him if they understood how how intellectual he was.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was a good one.
Okay, my next one for you is a little easier. Of all the Thriller song tour looks, so every time he performed Thriller on tour, which is the ultimate? Because let's break it down. So you got the Letterman jacket that's
Yeah.
at Shea Branca. You've got the reflective Thriller jacket with the reflective strips. You've got the light up Thriller jacket. You've got the kind of white
Yeah.
glow in the dark Thriller jacket. There's the red one from This Is It with the blood coming down.
People may consider this boring, but for me, the ultimate is the Letterman jacket. I think it's reminiscent of the video. I think it speaks to so much of Michael's influence on fashion at the time. The Letterman jacket, I mean, the Letterman jackets are coming in again. They were in a few years ago. They're coming in again. Um, I think, of course, the red jacket is Thriller, but Letterman jacket is also Thriller. And it's nostalgic for people who remember it. It is, to me, I see a Letterman jacket and I think Michael. And to me, that's the ultimate Thriller tour look.
Interesting.
What are you gonna say?
Well, no, I just like that's very much the first part of the video for me. And I also feel like, sorry, short film.
No, I know, but like, do you not think the other ones are all a bit,
Gimmicky.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I think a bit classic.
yeah, I wish he'd worn like a proper just red Thriller
Yeah,
iconic
same.
jacket, like he does in Billie Jean.
Like the blood and all that. I'm like, oh,
No, I mean the Zaldi one was naff. The Zaldi one was naff.
yeah,
Like the shape again.
chill.
Zaldi didn't understand Michael's shape, and that was all off. Um, yeah, I kind of agree. I was never really a fan of the glow in the dark one.
No, me neither. And I think the reflective one, I
Didn't
think it
really
would have,
work.
no, it would have been cool for another song. It's not reflective, isn't Thriller.
And the light up one is
Oh,
heavy.
I can take or leave the light up one.
I would agree with you. I mean, they did make an all black Thriller jacket, exactly like the original for
Yeah.
MSG. That would have probably topped the list, I reckon, if it had
Yeah,
gone out.
that could have trumped it, but I also feel as if an all black jacket is bad. It's not Thriller.
I don't know, because when they did the black beaded jacket at MSG, that was hot.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see it and think beat it. I think orange jacket.
Oh well, she'll be getting her eyes tested after this one.
Okay, right. Name one thing Michael says that always makes you laugh.
Do you mean like consistently says or just like a one-off thing?
You could say, or well, okay, maybe I should change it. Every time you hear it, it makes you laugh. So that could be either or.
Um, it's more a pronunciation than anything
Okay.
else. When he says Whitney White,
Fine.
and that's why I've said this on here before. But like when Wendy Williams said, "I met Michael Jackson once. I went to Neverland," and you know when people say that and you go, "Okay, sure you did, Hannah." He was like, "Hello, Wendy." I was like, "She met him. She met him." But yeah, when he would do that, the black or white short. Okay,
Yeah.
that actually, when he says childhood and he goes childhood
Yeah, or concert.
cancer.
He says concert.
I haven't noticed that.
Always says concert.
um, I know I'm gonna look for that now, but I love it when he says childhood,
He
and
has never
magic, wonderment, childhood.
he has never said concert in his life. You will never hear it another way now.
I'm gonna go
Concert.
look.
We go concert to concert.
Okay, that was quite easy actually.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
surprise, I was trying to think of like a really funny line, but
Your
yeah,
moment. Prince got poked in the eye? No.
yeah, I've already used that. But that was like, did Prince get poked in the eye? No, it's like he didn't even give it a chance to like let it
He
percolate. He
said,
just
I'm gonna shut this down. Mother Teresa.
That's the thing. Sometimes he could be hilarious without realizing it.
Yeah, it was so funny without trying to be.
Yeah, and that's what I like. Sometimes I love those things about him where you look and you're like, you are actually being hysterical and you
Yeah.
don't even realize. Okay, where's my next one? If Neverland was to open for the day, like as it was, and you could only be allowed to visit one part, which part would it be?
Wow, that's hard.
I know.
Uh,
I was trying to think of what I would say, and I didn't have an answer.
I have so many, and I've only allowed one. Is the house allowed? No,
Yeah, yeah. Any single part you like, but you can only visit one part, and then they're kicking you out.
I'm going to say the house because if I was to go to any of Michael's houses, I wouldn't choose Havenhurst. I wouldn't choose any of the rentals. I would choose. I would want to go to the Neverland home. Um, I know that this is a weird one, but my other answer was going to be like the pool area. And the reason for that is because when I was really, really young, like I'm talking under 10, the parts of private home movies that were my favourite were seeing Michael climb up on the diving board, seeing his nieces or his cousins or whatever push him in the pool because I thought he genuinely looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
And whenever I see that pool in pictures or the diving board's still there, I think, oh my God, like I would be like starstruck by a pool.
So,
But yeah, I would choose the house, but that was a close second.
it's hard, isn't it? Because there's so many. Like, if you're allowed one, there's so many spots.
Oh, I know, but now I'm thinking about the giving tree.
Yeah, imagine if you could climb it.
Oh.
What about the theme? What about the theme park?
I mean, like, I'd love to see it. That's probably, I mean, I feel like if you could get me on a roller coaster anywhere, I'd go on it there. But I'm not getting my fucking cell phone at Brighton Pier. That's just not my thing, guys. I'm not in. But like there, I could. I don't know. I'm more interested in the house. I'm more interested in. I've obviously never been to Neverland, never been to the gates or anything like that. But I just feel like it wouldn't matter where you were in Neverland, you would feel the vibe of it,
Yeah, yeah.
and it wouldn't really matter where you were in it. But if I had to choose, I'm choosing the house.
Okay, we'll allow it.
Okay, your next question is: you have to remove one tour from Michael's career. Explain which one.
I think oh, it's so hard. This is actually hard because well, it's
No,
not. It's not going to be Dangerous Tour because Dangerous Tour is the best tour, so it's not going to be Dangerous Tour. I feel like I'm going to be like strung up whichever one I choose.
you can't do bad.
This is what I mean. I can't do bad. But then history, like history's got more songs, like more like Stranger in Moscow
Yeah,
and They Don't Care and Scream. So getting rid of those, plus there's some iconic outfits. I know you don't like the gold trousers, but like the gold spacesuit and the red lighting. Um,
baked potato leggings.
that wasn't him. You know who that was. Uh, okay, I'm gonna say history, and the reason I'm gonna say history is because I think, and this is no hate to History Tour, I think history becomes too convoluted. It doesn't feel smooth. Like if I
Yeah.
was to think, I think with Bad Tour and with Dangerous Tour, they very much followed a very clear set list and staging. And like when I think of history, I always just think, especially when you get to the second half, it's like, and then we're chucking in Dangerous, and then we got Earth
Yeah.
Song, and then we got this, and it just feels like it goes on and on and on, and another one, and another one, and another one. So I think if you'd have taken maybe 5 songs out of the history tour and kind of it would have cleaned up the set list a bit. So I'm gonna say for that reason, I'm gonna say I'd remove history, but it was hard. On the tour theme, my last question for you is: what is Michael's best performed song live and his worst?
Best performed song live is Dangerous. 100%
Which
And are
one?
we talking? Are we talking tour only?
Well, just tour performance, everything. So
1995 VMA. When Lisa's a raging bitch in the audience. And at the end he knows and he's like, oh, you. Um that performance to me is Michael's best performance of his career.
yeah, yeah, I think I was
And
on MJ Cast. I think I said the same thing. MTV
yeah,
95.
that is my favourite. 110%. The worst. Ooh, that's a hard one. Do you have a
It-
worst?
yeah, yeah.
God.
I would probably say, um, God, I'm just trying not to be hated, but I'd probably say like Earth Song on TV shows, like not on tour. I like it on tour, but like Earth Song at the Brits and Earth Song at Vet and Das.
Um,
I just don't. I just don't vibe with that. I didn't like the end of the Brit Awards Earth Song. I know what he was going for before everybody goes off. I know what he was doing and like the character and all the rest of it, but I just didn't like it. So I would say
but it
probably
gave us
that.
the me with the gun.
Yeah, for the tour, I love that with the flower and the tour. I like it, but on award shows, I'm like, no, I'm not here for it. Is it the worst? Is it the worst?
You know what I'll give for worst?
Go on.
Um, the Jackson 5 medley on This Is It.
What?
I just feel it's not worst due to his performance abilities, nothing to do with that. It's worst due to the fact that every single tour you have been on, your whole life, we have had the same flipping medley. And Jackie, Marlon, Tito, Jermaine, Joseph and Catherine. It's like, are we going to name everybody? Cousin Vicky, cousin Dave, mum, dad, grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins. I'm like, okay, family tree. Like, I've
When
just
they're knowing the size of the Jackson family, an hour later, Michael's still like, and great Aunt Sue.
and another spotlight, and we're running out of spotlights. And I'm just thinking, get to the punchline. Like, I love, love, love I'll Be There. I'll Be There is one of my favourite songs ever in the history of the world. but, but, again, nothing to do with the music. It's just we've heard this medley since 1988. Come on.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I think um, of all the songs in the medley, he could have switched up the songs. The
Yeah.
Jackson 5 had so many songs. He could have chucked in a curveball. He could have put in Jackson's songs instead. That's why I kind of like MSG, where they were like, all right, we're going to do Dancing Machine. We're going
Yeah,
to do Can You
that's
Feel
what I
It?
like.
Um, sorry.
That's what I like too.
I just think, yeah, when it came to now, I'm going to give you the old songs the old fashioned way. It's like, can we
And
not? Can we give me something else?
it's not it's honestly not the worst, but I just think by This Is It, we've heard this every single tour. Think of the family tree moment with all the spotlights, and I'm just like, right, move on. Right, my last question for you is, which one of Michael's songs do you feel speaks most to who he is?
In my, because I know his opinion would be, if you want to know more about me, listen to like, didn't he say childhood and heal
It's
the world?
that book Moonwalker, read it.
Yeah, it's like, it's like actually, Han, your book's called Moonwalk, but your film was called Moonwalker. But okay, what do I think speaks most to him? That's hard because there's so many songs that I would say, but they do speak to like a part of him. I'm gonna say they don't care. I'm gonna say they don't care.
Wow, okay.
I was veering to Stranger in Moscow because lyrically, I think Stranger in Moscow lyrically is probably one of his best
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
works, period. But it is very much about a moment in time. The reason I say they don't care is because of everything around it as well. Like lyrically, he's speaking to a situation. But when you look today with him not being here, what they don't care has achieved and the way it's inspired people,
Yeah,
that speaks to him. And I said this before that by doing that song, he entered a very specific club of artists who were happy to put their career and their reputation on the line to do something musically that they knew they would get backlash for.
yeah, yeah.
And
100.
so few, like, it takes real guts to do a firm protest song, particularly against the system or against the
Mhm.
establishment, and not give a shit how that's gonna
Yep,
play out for your career. And so there's like literally a few artists that have done that. And so looking at all of that, I think that speaks to who he was because it shows that he would take risks. He would go against the system, even if it meant that they would come for him.
yep,
Um, it gave people a voice. It gave people something to get angry about and get fired up about. It gave us something to dance to as well, even if you want to take all that aside. The beat gave us something to dance to. Um, so all of those things, I think, speak to who he was.
great answer. Great answer.
Thanks.
Mine's actually different because I
What
thought
was
about this.
what would
Mine
yours
is
be?
mine is Keep the Faith. Even though it was written by Arshida, um, I feel that Keep the Faith embodies who Michael is because the words in that song are so powerful. We've both spoken about how it's gotten us through times in our life where we needed motivation or just difficult times. And I feel like in every unimaginable, terrible defiance Michael faced, you never got him a different way. Do you know what I mean? He always stayed, and I got, honest to God, I don't know how, but he stayed positive. He stayed resilient. He just, and I think that song embodies who he is.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good choice. I think that's a good choice.
Right? Well, that was so fun.
That was, and I think this could easily become a series because I'm
Yeah.
sure I can think of plenty more questions to fire at you.
Yeah, same. I think this is actually opening up and it's giving me good thinking points, which I like.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go away now and change my opinion on loads of things I've said. I'm like, no, wait, come
Yeah,
back.
same. Like concert.
Cancelled.
Well, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let us know what you think and tell us that our opinions are terrible and wrong. See you later.
Bye. Now let's get off this hot street. It's dodgy around here.